See, I believe you are a good guy. What does it mean?
You don't know that.
I don't know.
If you really scope out and take a macro view of like, we really don't know what's going on here within humanity. If we scope out and we see that we're a blue marble hurling around a gas of fire at incredible speeds, it's like, take yourself back and realize that the beliefs that I made about, just dogmas and religions and politics and everything that you hold so close is hindering us from being able to look at things for what they actually are. And so if you could just speak on how creating beliefs and conclusions about everything destroy our ability to seek, I think it would be very valuable.
See, when you say, I believe something, what does it mean? I'll ask you a simple question. Can I?
Sure, of course.
Extracurricular question. How many of you believe in God? Just raise one hand. Okay. How many of you believe you have two hands? Just raise one hand.
Do you believe you have two hands? No, of course.
One will do, one hand.
Just to prove it.
So I'm asking you, do you believe you have two hands or do you know that you have two hands?
Both.
Really?
Yeah.
How is both? If you know you have two hands, where is the need to believe you have two hands?
One follows the other.
No.
Why not?
If you know something, why do you have to believe it?
If I know something, why do I have to believe it?
Yeah, you know it?
I believe one follows the other.
No.
I believe the truth. I have two hands, that's the truth, I believe it.
See, the word believe means you are a good guy. What does it mean? Essentially means, I don't know. That's what I'm saying, I don't know. I don't know what you are, but I believe you're a good guy.
Okay.
I believed he's nice and I went to him and he was terrible.
So are you saying forget about the belief and just stick
I'm
to
not
what
saying.
we know?
But first understand the distinction between knowing something and believing something.
Got it.
So whatever we do not know, it is most wonderful of you and human of you to see I do not know. Because I do not know is a tremendous possibility. Tremendous possibility. The moment you destroy I do not know, your entire learning and expansion process has come to a cease. And this is what you're doing with your belief. That you believe this, you believe that. All these days people were saying, I believe God. Now they're saying in California, I believe in myself. I don't know what that means.
Well, I believe in God, and I do know that there's a God. So you're saying to sacrifice my belief?
I am not asking you to do anything, I am asking you to look at the distinction between knowing something and not knowing something.
But do you feel like this would be tricky for Christians, saying that
I don't want to get into a religious debate here. All I am saying
You brought
is,
up religion.
there is… No, I am talking about belief, I didn't even talk about religious
You
belief.
said other religions are nonsense.
When?
Like right before you got into this
I don't
room.
think
Was that the term
said
nonsense?
that.
Yeah,
No.
I promise, I can replay it.
I don't
Really?
think you
Did he
could.
use that
I don't
term?
think you could even say that.
I didn't say that.
I'll check it, but yeah, I promise.
No, he
He
didn't
goes,
say
yeah,
that.
but yeah, I promise. What, can I ask this?
You believe that I said it. I didn't say it.
We knew this was gonna happen today. We're not experts. Just bear with us. I'm gonna stand by my co-host here. He's gonna eat shit on that one. Okay. What is the metric for which something goes from belief to knowledge? Is the
Not knowledge.
I just want
We're
to
talking about knowing.
right. So
Let me
Is
make
the-
a distinction between knowledge and knowing.
okay. Is the
Knowledge is an accumulated information. I know this and that. By knowledge means I have accumulated information. Today everybody is knowledgeable about everything. This doesn't mean to say they know it. They know it through the phone screen, everything in the universe, but they don't know it by experience of anything. So knowing is by experience. I have two hands, is my knowing. I know it is there, all right? Even if I close my eyes, it's there. If you argue with me, it's there. It's there anyway. So belief is something else. Right now I know something, I do not know something. These are two facts of life. If you live in truth, you will know some things, you will not know some things. What you do not know, naturally your intelligence will want to know, you don't have to seek it consciously. The moment you see I do not know, your intelligence will start working. The in-between thing is, what you do not know, you want to believe and make yourself feel like you know it. And that's caused tremendous trouble to human beings, assuming things that they do not know.
I think that's one of the biggest problems we're facing right now in our country. I don't know how long you've been here, but I think it's safe to say America's probably the most divided it's ever been, especially with the pandemic going on.
Well, you had a civil war, this is better than that.
Yeah, it is better than that. But I wonder how close we are to something like that happening.
No.
Truthfully,
Election
the
time,
riots-
everybody gets hot, it's okay.
I wanted to build off
Sure,
of his knowing versus believing. I don't remember which school of thought, if it was Plato or Aristotle, but do you believe that all knowledge comes from what is gathered by one of the sensory parts of life, by one of the senses? Is that your belief? You see something, you believe it. You smell something, you believe it. Or is there room for faith? Is there room for metaphysical understanding of certain things? Do you leave that open, or do you have to experience it through one of the senses?
See, if you go by your sensory perception, right now I touch this and I say, it's cool. No, I don't know what this is. Only because it's cooler than my body, I'm saying it's cool. If somebody else who is much cooler than me touches this, they'll say this is warm. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So I'm saying your experience of senses is a very relative experience. It's good enough for survival, not good enough for knowing the nature of what it is. For survival process, you're seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, which is what you're saying. To go to the grocery store, all this is good enough. But if you want to know what it is, you cannot know through your senses.
How do you know? I want to get into that. How do you find out what it really is beyond your senses? What's the practice that gets you there?
It's not about a practice. First of all, see, if you want to cross a border, first you must get to the border, isn't it? Right now you want to go to Mexico, you can't go from here, you must at least get to the border first. So if you want to know, this is why I started with the border, but you went into something else. I said the border of your experience is sensations. If something comes and touches, it's a sensation. If you see something, it's a certain kind of sensation. If you smell something, it's a certain kind of sensation. Everything in your experience is sensation. It may not be sensational, but it is sensation. That is why we are calling them as sense organs. They create sensations in the system. These sensations are vital if you want to live in this world, if you want to survive in this world. Otherwise you wouldn't know anything. Suppose you had no ears, eyes, nose, nothing, would you know what is here? Nothing, isn't it? Total blank. You fall asleep, what is happening? Your heart is beating, your liver is functioning, kidneys are functioning, everything functioning. Now they're telling you even your brains are functioning. But you don't know a thing simply because all the five gates of sensations have closed down, isn't it? So your experience of life is right now limited to sensory perception, and that is the reason all this confusion, because the nature of sensory perception is such, if you see this part of my hand, you cannot see this part of my hand, isn't it? So you always perceive everything in parts. Now with these parts you are trying to make a whole. It doesn't work like that. Right now, people's understanding of what creation is, what existence is, it's a trillion-piece jigsaw. But they find three pieces, put it together and they form something and say, this is it, I believe this is what it is. You can believe whatever you want. If we work hard enough on you from your childhood, we can make you believe any damn thing in the universe, just know this.